But again, what we want to focus on mainly when it comes to your Hanzo positioning in particular is what the goal that we were trying to optimize for is we are trying to give you as many options and opportunities to deal damage and apply pressure to the enemy as possible while limiting the same exact options to the enemy from the enemy, right?
Okay.
This game is a lot like chess, right? And any strategy game can be boiled down to being chess-like, but I think this one in particular is very chess-like because of the fact that all of the players are kind of different pieces and they're in different positions on the board. Do you play chess by any chance?
No, but I've watched a lot of chess stuff. I mean, not a lot. I know chess. I
Okay.
understand it.
All right. So you at least know about controlling the center, right?
Vaguely.
Okay. Do you have any idea as to why controlling the center in chess is so important?
Let me think for a second. No, I don't.
Okay. Let me try to explain it. Oh, this is gonna be this is gonna be funny.
Ooh.
This is gonna be fun. All right. Okay. Okay. We trying this.
All right.
Okay. Does this work? That is not what I wanted to do. Let us do this instead. Right? Okay.
What's happening?
And it's not working. No.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Whatever.
What's not working?
My pen isn't working.
Oh.
I have to go fix that. Huh? Yeah, I'm on borderless. Yeah, I'm on borderless.
Okay.
Okay.
That's odd.
But my pen is working here in this regard on my mouse, so we can just, look at it that way in terms of the mouse. And let me just fix it.
Oh, it's because you're streaming Overwatch. I can't see it because.
Yep, no, there it is. I just fixed it on OBS. Okay.
Okay, I see it now.
All right. Okay, this is gonna be a bit scuffed, but we're gonna do this. All right. So let's say that the board is I don't know, maybe like this is like the edge of the board here, and like this is the edge of the board here.
Okay.
Right. What's your favorite chess piece?
Ooh, the knight.
The knight. I knew you were gonna say the knight. Okay. So let's say I put the knight right down here. I'm gonna draw a little horse head.
Okay.
My artistic skills are immaculate. I know.
They are. They really are.
Right. Little, give them some ears or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take our horse guy, right? Our knight over here in shining armor. Let me ask you this question: how many spaces can this knight move now?
Two. Or like,
right?
two did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
Like this space over here. Oh my goodness, can I? Yep, this space over here and this space over here, right?
Yep.
So there's two different spaces that the knight can move, or two different options for the knight to be able to move in a certain position, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right? So now, let's take our knight and place it here. That is me drawing the letter P.
Okay.
It's not scuffed at all. I guarantee you, not scuffed. Okay, it's a little angry now.
It's good enough.
It's angry now. Okay, how many spaces now can it move to?
8.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's kind of scuffed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So just from the knight moving from a corner position up to a position more towards the center, you've drastically increased the number of options this knight has to be able to attack pieces, right? Or defend pieces, essentially. This is why controlling the center in chess is extremely important, right?
Okay.
It's now, when it comes to taking a piece, if a knight really wants to take a piece, right? And it is in one of the squares that a knight can take that piece. There's no dice roll. There's no mechanical skill requirement. There's nothing like that. If the knight wants to take a piece, it just jumps in and takes the piece, right?
Yeah.
Now, but the problem, so you can essentially kind of just say, oh, well, then a knight at the edge of the board has about just the same amount of power as a knight in the center, right? Because it can still do the exact same thing. But this can do the exact same thing when it's in the center of the board, no matter what the circumstance is. It has a whole lot more adaptability to a whole lot more circumstances, and that allows it to be extremely powerful in multiple different situations as opposed to just one, right? Now, I don't want to get too deep into the game theory of this, but
Okay.
a lot of the reason in terms of actually, you know what? Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What do you think makes a decision risky?
What makes a decision risky? I think I'm overthinking it because I'm thinking of specifics like, oh, do they have the range advantage? What's your range? Whatever, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Would
But
it
I don't think you're overthinking it. I think you're in the right ballpark there. You're getting closer.
would it be the proximity to other options?
To what kind of other options?
So, like, for example, helping your team or like being active
Uh,
in a team fight.
right. Okay. So it's risky in terms. Are you saying that it's risky in terms of options that you're kind of minimizing?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. You're risking losing out on opportunities. That's definitely a big one, right? But let's talk a little bit mainly about something else. What kind of decision would you consider to be a risky decision?
Doing a far flank on the left on this map, for example.
Yeah, let's look at it. Hold on. I'm sorry. Bye bye horse.
Oh, rest in peace, horse.
Rest in peace, horse. Okay, so far flank on the left of the map. You said, wait, right? Left,
Yep.
right. Okay, dyslexia. Okay, like left of the map, over here.
And then you keep going left. I'm saying like for like later,
Oh, yeah,
like a deep flank like this. This is a really risky play to me. Same thing with on the right side though, but that's for a different reason.
Okay, why would you consider this risky? What reasons? Let's list them off.
This left flank is risky to me because, just because it takes so long, and you're so split from everyone.
And you're so split from everyone. What is being split from everyone? How does that make you risky? How does that make it risky?
You can't help them. You can't get help from them.
Uh-huh.
It takes you time, so the longer you're split, the less likely they're going to be able to win a fight without you.
Which is true. Yeah, and that's kind of going on to your first thing where it's like, okay, you're giving up other opportunities, right? Okay. But kind of counter to that, why is this risky for you to take a giant flank like this? Let's put on our thinking caps here.
Like for Hanzo specifically,
Or even if you're not playing Hanzo, right? Anyone over here. Why would being over here be risky?
you're isolated.
Right. And what is the risk of being isolated?
They can just kill you.
They
I don't
can
know.
just kill you. Why wouldn't they be able to kill you or kill you as much if you were with your team over here?
Because your team can support you. Your team can peel you.
Right. Your team can support you, right? So your team has the option and the opportunity to support you. Right here, going over here, your team no longer has the option or opportunity to support you. So that gives the enemy a lot more options and opportunities to do what?
Kill you.
Kill you, right? Now, is that more of like an RNG situation? Are you rolling the dice to see, oh, did the enemy team kill me this time?
No.
No. It's dependent on what options the enemy team decides, right? Versus the options that you decide. Now, is there an RNG aspect to this? Yes, definitely. If the enemy team misses all of their shots, then that's one thing. If you miss all of your shots, that's another thing. But apart from that, in a more strategic sense, right? What makes something risky, a decision risky, is the existence of a large number of failure states, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What makes a decision safe is minimizing the number of failure states. but you're also also trying to maximize success states, right? Now, let me ask you this. There's kind of two different kind of things. Like imagine this. Imagine you go in your positioning like up here, for example, and you got to pick on Ilari, right? Is that a positive trade for you?
Yes.
Right. What happens if you're back here and you kill 3 or 4 people? Is that a positive trade for you?
Yes.
Right. Are both of those trades enough to be able to win you the fight or start consistently winning you the fight in long term?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, less on the one pick.
Yeah, less, right?
But still, yes.
But still, yes. And that's kind of the big picture, the big idea, right? This is still good. This is more good, but this is still also good. Now, if we're talking about failure states, how many opportunities, let's talk, just looking at these different positions here, is there significantly more opportunities for failure back here than there is for opportunities for failure over here?
Yeah.
Exactly, a lot more. So you want to try to balance that, but that doesn't necessarily inherently mean that either decision is bad. You want to know what makes a bad decision? And
no decision.
Right. No decision, sure. Yeah, definitely that no decision can be a bad decision at sometimes, right? But what really makes a bad decision is the existence, there's no existence of success states, right? Or it's the existence of states that are always 100% of the time going to be superior, right?
Okay.
Right. So if you're playing Hanzo and you're over here at this range, this feels, pretty decent into a Roadhog, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that it would be a bad decision to stand right in front of this Roadhog's face?
Yeah, generally.
Exactly. It would be a pretty bad decision, but it's not necessarily a bad decision because of the fact that this doesn't do anything for you, because it's not true. I mean, if you're in a situation where he has no hook and you have Storm Arrow, right? Or even if he does have hook, if you have Storm Arrow, you can still do significant amounts of damage, and there's still a chance that you can dodge the hook, right? But over here, if you're over here, you get pretty much yeah.
You got a way better
chance
killing me if I'm close to him.
Exactly. He's way better chance of killing you. And also, if you're over here, you pretty much can do the exact same thing without the major significant risks added onto it, right? So this is the key thing here as to what we want to do, especially when it comes to our strategic decisions in anything, or, in terms of our positioning, right? What we want to do is we want to maximize these states where we can have advantages over the enemy, and minimize the opportunities that the enemy have into us, right?
Okay.
When that comes to positioning, however, it kind of can get a little bit complicated, because a lot of the time we're balancing so many different types of variables that it's a little bit hard. There are ways of simplifying the answer, which we will be going over. But at the same time, this is kind of the way that you want to think about your decisions. And this hopefully will start to make sense in terms of the types of decisions that you make, and recognizing when certain decisions aren't necessarily as good as you think they are. Right? Okay. So first of all, looking at this angle right now, what do you think about this in terms of your opportunities to deal damage to the enemy?
Let me look deeper. I think I gotta get out of the cover a little bit before I can. It's not super good. I can shoot tank consistently, and I can kind of peek the high ground.
Yeah.
But it's really hard for me to hit anyone just because it's so enclosed.
Okay, but you can at least shoot tank, and you can at least clear high ground. Not necessarily to a significant degree, but we've already overcome that barrier of can, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now, what can the enemy realistically do to you here?
Freya can poke me, kind of.
Kind of, though. But that's it. Can you deal with this to, a decent degree?
Yeah.
So, in terms of the options that you've given the enemy team, you haven't given them much, but you have enough to be able to do something with it, right? especially if you just kind of walk a little bit outside of the LOS of the Freya and start pumping a whole bunch of pressure into the Roadhog. That essentially
Yeah.
blocks off the Freya's ability to shoot you. What would the Freya have to do in order to be able to shoot you?
She can't really do anything. She'd have to walk up and be dumb and die.
Yeah, she'd have to walk up and be dumb and die. Exactly, right? She'd have to make another positional commitment or a small rotation, even if it is small, and put herself at a more significant risk in order to be able to do the exact same things to you, right?
And then she can't shoot anyone else on my team.
Right. And this is great. This is an advantageous state. We found an advantageous state in the game. This is good. This is strong. You're using the advantages that are, provided to you to be able to, apply this pressure to the enemy team safely. Now, what advantages specifically are those that give you this opportunity?
What do you mean? Wait, can you re-see that?
Right. Like, you have a situation where you have an advantage that you have against the enemy because you can apply a lot more pressure to them than they can comfortably apply to you. What is giving you that advantage? What things are giving you that advantage? Cover.
My team's positioning.
Your team's positioning as well, and also a little bit more generally.
My range?
Your range, your distance, yeah. But also, is the enemy team able to really push into this space or control? Do they have any control over this space at all?
No.
No, right? So you have the freedom with the free space that you have to be able to set up an angle like this, right? This is something that can give you an advantage, an advantageous state into the enemy, and this is also something that you should be looking for when the enemy has this advantageous state. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping so much, and we're going to start going on a little bit deeper into the review.
Okay.
Okay, we're applying a lot of pressure here, decent pressure here. Decent damage. Okay. All right, now you're taking a whole bunch of damage right now. Are you at an advantageous state?
No.
What changed?
I'm in the open.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of close range.
Mm-hmm.
Not on any high grounds.
Yeah, true. But, mainly it's just, it is the kind of like the being out of the open and being close range, but it's also the fact that in order to avoid Freya's damage, right, I have to
change my position.
You have to change your positioning, right? So now your response has been forced from you against her, which gives her the initiative to be able to control your decisions, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Now, let's say we want to change this up, right? Now, we've identified that this is a disadvantageous position, which I'm pretty sure it's instinctual at this point that you can identify that. How would we want to change this up? What are some things that we can do? What are some choices we can make here?
Play cover, like left side room.
Right. Like you can play, over here. Is this going to be, pretty dangerous for you? Probably. Right. But that's still an option. Okay.
Be a sonic arrow. You can push that.
You can also take this position up here.
This one's better.
Yeah, it's better and why is it better? Because it gives you, large sight line, and it gives you a lot more options as to the spaces that we can kind of shoot at and, control. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. But so then let's kind of think about this in terms of this way. So you said we said like between these two options, right? So playing up here in this position with this sight line, and then playing down here in this position with this sight line, right? You said that you can position over here and do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What options would this position give you?
It's kind of higher risk, higher reward, I'd say, because while it's more dangerous, there's a way more high of a chance I'm gonna hit the shot on the bat.
Right.
Just get a one shot and just win the fight off of it.
Right. 100%.
Meanwhile, if I go high ground, I get more consistent output, but it's less chance I'm gonna hit the headshot on a Freya or a Lari from afar.
Right. But also let's think about the enemy's options here. In this scenario, what options does the enemy have in order to be able to punish you?
I mean, they'd have to push into that room.
Right. They could push into the room, and if you're too close, you're not necessarily going to be able to back away fast enough before the enemy takes at least a significant chunk of your HP or takes you out of the fight, albeit temporarily, or maybe even kills you. Right?
Yeah.
Okay? And you'd be doing that all for the chance of just getting, a big pick or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're up here, you can control this sight line, and you can start shooting at these guys, right? These guys still have the opportunity to shoot at you, but you can kind of control the scenario, control the situation a little bit, right? By essentially saying, okay, I can choose now. I have the ability to use the cover so that I can get rid of the Ilaria's angle, right? Isolate the Freya and only be able to take that 1v1 with the Freya, right? Okay, so it's going to be harder for me to hit the shot, but if she hits some shots on me, then I just go like this, and then that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this is less reward overall, but it feels a lot more comfortable and a lot safer. Now let me ask you this question. Right?
Okay.
Are you in a situation globally, right? If you look at the global perspective of what the heck is going on, are you in a situation globally where you need to get high value now?
No.
No. So which of these options makes a little bit more sense?
The high ground one.
The high ground option does, right? Because down here, this risk isn't necessarily that high value until the cart at least gets a little bit further and your team starts spilling out this way, right? Once that happens, this option down here feels a little bit more comfortable for you, right?
Yeah, because then my front line's going to be putting pressure on.
Exactly, right?
I can tell you what I probably did.
What?
I probably walked back down and tried to fight the BAP in that angle.
Probably.
Or I shot Hog, which is looks like what I'm going to be doing.
And this isn't necessarily bad. And then you start shooting down here. But the thing is, the beautiful thing about your positioning right now is the fact that you can kind of choose, right? You can choose to shoot at the Hog. You can choose to shoot at these guys, right? There's a little bit of an angle where they can potentially shoot at you, but you have that option now, right? You kind of use a little bit of the cover. You were saying,
hey, I'm going to shoot Hog now. And then if I want to, I can say, hey, I'm going to shoot Freya now.
Yeah. You have the choice. You have the option.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And not only do you have the options of the things to shoot at, do you have opportunities for value here, right? Like shooting at this Hog. This is going to be a big opportunity. What would happen? What's going to happen if you keep shooting at this Hog?
He's going to be forced out.
Right. What's going to happen if you keep shooting at these guys? This is going to be a little bit more complicated.
There's a chance I just get a kill on them. They're also going to get like scared.
Right.
They're not going to want to peek. They're not going to shoot at my tank.
Right.
They're not going to shoot at anyone.
Right. Yes.
Look at me.
So you are going to control whether or not these guys are peeking and where.
Okay.
Which means that they have less options or opportunities to deal damage to this. So, locally speaking, this over here is a really, really strong decision because, I have the option, I have the opportunity to kind of shoot at these guys, and I can maybe get a pick over here, and I'm kind of safe. So there's no immediate threats, and there's some incentives, and there's some rewards and whatnot. Globally speaking, though, you are protecting your Zarya, right? Which is great. Now, again, your team kind of had some screw-ups in situations here, but that's a little bit more so on them than it is on you. I'm not going to kind of worried about that right now. Right? But you kind of drop down, and then you kind of flank over to this side. Now, let me ask you this question. Is this a good idea?
I personally think it is right now. Specifically right now.
Why?
Because my Wu Yang just died, so this is the best way to try and win the fight, to equalize it with a higher risk play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. But most importantly, what kind of changed between the situation before when we were considering this and the situation?
Oh, the front line.
Yeah. Where's the Hog? Where's the Hog?
Hog's not there anymore.
Hog's not there anymore. So is this much more reasonable situation?
This is the easiest 1 million in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for I'm gonna die. Oh, never mind.
Right? Like, what do I have to say? Now, what else? Now, you probably should stay here, and you probably should keep shooting here, and you probably shouldn't be turning your attention away from this angle, right? But this is still, like, this was really powerful. You got the trade, you got a pick that's needed to equalize this fight right here because you made that higher risk decision, which is totally fine to do, given the situation and the context. And I really like this, even though you kind of shoot the wall a couple times. I really like the fact that you're staying outside of the LOS of these guys to shoot at the Hog, to displace the Hog here, right? Or at least lock down his ability to position here comfortably, right? Okay? because this is nice. This is a positive trade for you where you literally have nothing that could go wrong. Right? Only thing that could go wrong is the slight, slim chance that the Roadhog goes right here, hits a perfect hook on you before you're able to react and kills you. Right? And even in that situation, what were you just going to say?
No, you can finish this sentence.
Yeah, I was going to say, even in that situation, right, the amount of, the kind of value of the opportunities that he has, that kind of scalar, is very, very minimal, right? Mm-hmm. And even then, he's going to have, you're still going to be creating even more opportunities for your team as a consequence.
Yeah, because then Hog's turning on me.
All right.
It's a low percentage, like, play for him. Like, he's not going to hit me every time.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I've been personally focusing on my Sojourn. So with my Sojourn, I've been looking for whenever enemies vacate an angle and whenever there's no one that's threatening me on an angle, I've been trying to actively fill those positions and take deeper flanks and take deeper angles, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And I noticed here that I killed Bap, and I know that Ven is on payload, and I know where Hog is, and I know where Freya and Alari are. Could I not just walk to the left side and into like around the health pack area?
Oh, okay. So you want to walk to the left side and into around the health pack.
I feel like this is better. Like walk here, and then I can choose to fight the Hog, or I can wall climb that wall and then fight the Alari. And
okay, all right. But here's the thing: this is another option. This is another decision, and I like that. You're thinking. You're using your brain. You're using the brain cells. All right. Now let me ask you this, right? Okay, so you talked a little bit more about the opportunities that you got, where it's like it's a little bit easier to shoot Hog, and you have the ability to keep going, right? You have the momentum value of being able to keep going and taking even more space. What opportunities would you be giving the enemy team in order to be able to make that decision?
Well, when I walk through is like really the only place they can punish me, but it is a little risky.
Yes.
It is pretty risky.
Risky because you're giving them the opportunity to be able to do that to you. But if you can make this rotation comfortably, then that would be very valuable, and that would work out really well for you. It's a risky rotation, but honestly, it's worth considering because of the fact that it gives you a lot more options and opportunities later on. So you could go for it, you could try it, or you could just play it safe and just keep doing like this. Because either way, either decision you make, are you changing your the value of your initiative in this fight? Like
not.
Right?
Not really.
No, right? Because you're still in a winning state. You're still in a pretty, really strong situation, really strong environment. You still have the opportunity to be able to put damage into this Hog. You still have the opportunity to put damage into this Venture if she goes back in deeper, right? So this Venture is coming and pushing back out. We're getting a lot of space. They don't really have the opportunity to take space from us. And let me ask you this. Why don't they have the opportunity to take space from us? This is going to be a little bit trickier.
Because I'm controlling that lane.
Yeah,
because they can't shoot the main.
Right. How would the enemy team realistically think about taking space from you guys right now?
They'd have to clear me, and then they could push through main, kind of, or push through the angle that they'd clear me off of.
Right.
But they can't do that because there's no one that can fight me short range on that short range angle.
Okay, let me kind of get a little bit closer to a fundamental concept here. Why can't this Roadhog just walk towards your Ana? Like, what would happen if he tried to do that?
We'd kill him.
Right, because what is he walking into, specifically here?
The kill box.
Right. You've got an angle here, and you've got an angle here. If he walks into one to try and deal with one, he's got angles from 1, 2, right? He walks to try and deal with this. He's got angles from 1, 2. He walks to try and deal with this. He's got angles from 1, 2, right? Mm-hmm. The only way that he would break this situation is if he broke those angles, and the best way for him to do that is to get an angle on the angle, right? Yeah. By having somebody like over here to push out the Zarya, right? It's going to be hard to get anyone to push out these two because we already have a pretty sturdy, heavy control of the space situation. For these guys, there's not really many options to get to these guys. There's an option to get to the Zarya by having somebody flanking, shoot at the Zarya and push the Zarya out from here. But who's here to stop that from happening?
Me.
Exactly, right? So now you're in an advantageous situation. You've locked down the enemy's options to be in opportunities to be able to push into your team. So at this point, it's just smooth sailing. If the situation doesn't change, you will not be losing anymore. Unless your team does an idiot, stupid decision, which generally, happens all the time. But this, strategically speaking, is very sound, right? So yeah, you can do this. You don't necessarily have to, but it's totally fine because this also gives you more value later on too.
I feel like it's just better because it allows you to snowball. Like once you win the
Yeah.
fight, you're already in a better position for the next fight.
There will be times when snowballing is really, really strong, right? Everybody knows that you want to keep snowballing, you want to get all the kills, the ult charge, whatever, keep staggering people in spawn. Then there's also going to be times where snowballing is really, really bad, right? When you have an advantage, there's going to be kind of two ways, generally speaking, that you're going to want to look at it. You're going to want to look at it either pushing the advantage or holding the advantage, right? Holding the advantage is in a situation where you're going to be burning the enemy out over time, right?
Okay.
Pushing the advantage is in a situation where their enemy still has options to turn the tides, but you have better options overall, right? If the enemy doesn't have an option, like right now, the enemy has 0 options. If you make a risky decision that's not necessarily good, like let's say that you wanted to try and I don't know, just like run out here and try to like duel something, or like let's say you were playing like a dive hero and just like you're playing Tracer or something, and you would just triple blink into this Alaria to try and shoot at her, right? The problem is that now aren't you giving, while you're getting an opportunity to shoot at this Alaria, you're giving them the opportunity to kind of pressure you now.
Yeah.
So where they had no opportunities before, now they have one, and they have
pushing the
ability to use that.
advantage, but by trying to push the advantage, you're giving
Yes.
opportunity.
Right. But let's say that this isn't true. Let's say that like there's somebody else that's on this angle, and it's only the hog and this individual, right? That's here, and maybe like one other person, but you guys have 5 people, right?
Yeah.
Now does taking a risky decision by taking a risky 1v1 over here make a little bit more sense?
Yeah.
Right, because if this angle's left alone, your position, your strength, your initiative could be compromised. Right?
Yeah.
So those are the kind of situations that you want to be looking for, and that's how you would break it down. Do they have the option to turn the fight around? If so, go for a momentum play. If they don't have any of those options at all, just chill.
Okay.
Chill. Right? Okay, this is cool. This is cool. And see how he pushed you, and you kind of like chilled out on that. If you were over here, I'm not necessarily saying that he would hit the hook, but if he kind of pushes outside of this room, it makes it a little bit. It makes it a little bit uncomfortable. A little bit.
Yeah.
This is uncomfortable too.
A little spooky.
But here you kind of have a little bit more cover than over here.
And then I get care for my team.
Yeah, exactly. And that angle is cheeky, and I love it. And then you just dink somebody.
I want to see. I didn't see it. I was writing notes down.
Right. This one. Yeah. That's fun. That was fun. All right, and then you just dink somebody off of the back. By the way, I keep hearing that the Hanzo Storm Arrow sound effect for this skin, and I keep thinking, I keep thinking I'm actually schizophrenic. Like there's something going on. Because
maybe there is no Hanzo sound effect.
Oh man. Okay. Right, and then now looking at this situation, Ventures on your Ana. There's a Baptiste in here. Would this be a situation where you want to push the advantage or hold it?
Push.
Right. Because if you don't, what?
You lose it.
Yeah, you can. They have the opportunity to. So you're just going to try and minimize that opportunity now. Which, to be honest, you don't do. Exactly yet. You kind of decided to chill in here, like poke something over here for a second. But this is just wasting time.
Yeah.
Okay. And I kind of like the steal of the health pack, but
zombie walk into the health pack.
The zombie walk into the health pack. That was a choice, right? Okay. Now, let me rewind this for a little bit. I have a question. I'm gonna ask you this: do you think that you just made a mistake?
Not really.
Why?
I mean, could have gone height and then poked the back line as they walk out.
Sure.
But I feel like this is such a comfortable place to play on Hanzo.
Right.
So I just defaulted here, I guess.
Right. That's also kind of another problem. I'm not necessarily saying it's directly going to be an issue here, but you want to kind of ease yourself off of these quote unquote comfort places or comfort positions because you have to position around the situation, not necessarily around what's going on.
I always comfort position on.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not going to work out too well for you. Now, you kind of were out here, and then you decided to go over here to this position, right? This gives you kind of a little bit of a sightline on the choke, right, and whatnot, right? But what option does that give up?
The far left position and the height position.
Right. Well, I mean, you still can take high ground from here, right? Which would control this high ground outside. But you've kind of given up this angle over here. Oh my gosh,
this is such a disgusting angle. Why did I give this up?
Right. But something tells me that you're kind of thinking about this in terms of like an opportunity, right? Where it's like, oh, I have the opportunity to do a whole lot from this angle. But there's a little bit something a little bit more dangerous about you giving up this angle rather than just the opportunity, and that's what opportunity are you giving the enemy team here, right?
They can walk this angle,
right?
They can take this angle, they can get a flank in.
What would happen if, like, let's say their Freya took this angle right here?
Honestly, we probably lose the fight, like straight up.
We might,
because it's such an insane angle.
It's a really, really powerful, really strong angle, and you need to be able to prevent them from being able to take this, and you had the perfect opportunity to do that while also dealing a whole bunch of damage to the enemy team, but you kind of gave that up to go back to a comfort spot. Right. This is strong. What else is strong from here is the fact is, what options do you have if this scenario doesn't work out? Like, let's say that Venture goes back to spawn and swaps Widowmaker, and then you just notice it, and you don't have the opportunity to set up with like a sonic arrow or shooter with an arrow or something. So you have to stop peeking. Like, where could you go?
You can go height still. You can retreat back to your team pretty easily. Right.
So you have options to go away. You have your position is very adaptable, right? You have options to, continue pressure on in the fight. Now you can't run straight into the enemy spawn from back here, right? Because that's a little bit dangerous. So that might be a little bit of a downside to your position. But at the same time, do you think that you can reasonably hold here for a long time?
Oh yeah.
Right. So this is
especially with like health pack hack and shit.
Yeah. This is fine. Right. Up here, it would be a similar story. Right? Why would this be similar to this in terms of like controlling enemy options?
Well, you can see them if they try and rotate to the left side.
Exactly. Right. So you're pretty much controlling the space still by being up here because you're controlling the space that they would need to use in order to get there. Right. If there was like a Reaper or a TP or something that can go like really, really super fast and zoom over here, and maybe that would be a little bit of a different story. But right now, this is also fine too. Right. Either of these are fine.
Also safe, or relatively safe. It also prevents Freya from doing that. Sorry.
Right.
I'm just like.
Exactly. No. I want you to kind of be energetic about this, because the more energetic about this, is the easier it is to get into your brain, and we want to get that into your noggin, right? So
listen, on Hanzo, I just want to become the boogeyman, sit in a room, and kill someone without them knowing. I don't know. It's just my natural inclination, I guess.
No, because everybody wants to do that. Everyone wants to be like that. But at the same time, do we want that, or do we want winning games more?
I want to win the game.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Right. So these are kind of things that you would kind of need to look at, right? Right. So we're here, and we can talk about your sonic arrows, but I mean. I get the kind of positioning of the sonic arrow here, where it's just like, okay, you can see if anybody's like rotating through this way, but also putting the sonic arrow more so towards this side allows you to kind of see when people are peeking this way.
I could also put it like on the roof of that side. And
yeah, and then it would clear all three.
I've been working on it. I've been working on it.
I honestly didn't even think about the roof part, so good on you for that one. But yeah,
could clear the same thing and just clear the height and everywhere else. I don't know.
No, it's pretty good, but we're not really like hard focused on Sonic Arrow right now. We're looking at options and opportunities.
Right. If the Sonic Arrows are bad, it's probably just like an autopilot thing. I'm not gonna usually I'm pretty good with it.
Yeah. Let me look at this Venture right here.
Oh, they come from the top, which, guess what? I was not controlling.
Yeah, this Venture had an opportunity to absolutely gut you just then, but she kind of screwed up the timing of it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
If you were controlling that, she wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But I do love this dragon though, because what does it do again, right?
Clears a bunch of stuff.
Right. Clears a bunch of stuff, and it also stops this guy from being able to make any rotations out this way. Not that he would want to, right? But at the same time, it stops a lot. It stops a lot of rotations, which we're gonna have. That's another really big thing about Hanzo. Okay. Right, you go up here. It's a little bit late. You notice how long this fight is when it really should not have been that long.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably just won it pretty fast.
Right.
Yeah, they actually have the opportunity to win now because I
just
was
right.
AFK.
Yeah. But now you notice it, and now that you notice it, you can do something about it.
Yeah.
Right. And there's also going to be a lot of situations in this game where you're going to be, practically AFK doing nothing, right? And then the enemy is going to be doing a whole lot of things, and I want you to kind of watch out for those. I'm sorry to say that it's more common than I would like. Right.
How do I get 44 elims while being AFK?
You definitely still can, because there was a lot of times where, especially in situations where you were doing the right thing, you were really darn good at doing the right thing, but there's a lot of
AFK extends fights.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes a lot of sense, actually.
Right. So you have longer fights, more people coming back from spawn either equals more kills. I think actually, I maybe you were just a genius and you were just doing this for the stat farming. In fact, I just praise you. Yeah, it was all for the stat farming all along. We've been bamboozled. Where did she go? Oh yeah, she went up here.
Oh.
All right, I'm just making sure. All right.
What am I? Okay, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Yeah.
I think I would have had less kills if I played this game better.
Yes.
Yes. I think I actually would have significantly less kills if I played this game way more correctly.
Which is it's just funny, and it's really funny you say that, because there's a lot of like, especially with support players that obsess over stats. You can see, you can really tell exactly, because it's like you put your team in positions where they would have to, or they're dependent on you. You're like a drug to them at this point, right? But anyway, I'm gonna keep going, because this is a little long. We want to kind of go through this. It's already been 44 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh!
All right.
I didn't even know. See, I did it there.
You did a thing. You did a thing. Right, but again.
Still
Venture, yeah, no, Venture, opportunity to kill you. Freya, also opportunity to kill you, right?
Yep.
Zarya turns away from front line to pop bubble on you. Lot of different
front
things.
Line opportunity to push.
Right. But sometimes being resource intensive like this is okay. It's just the rest of your team needs to be on the same page, and they need to have be in a situation where they're kind of like okay to be able to put a bunch of resources on you to doing stuff like this, right? If your team collectively has an answer to something like this, right, that the enemy team isn't expecting, then you would be able to upturn even things where even situations where the enemy has really good strengths and opportunities, right? But you're playing in comp. Like, this is not this is not going to be expected. Okay, finally you got rid of the little bug on your side, and you kind of drop off again, but this is like whatever. It's fine, because you end up getting that, and then you do a bunch of damage to that, and then get enough. Oh my goodness. You're just having so much fun and doing all the things.
Yep.
Right.
I would have had 5 less elims if I played that better.
Right.